Buenas, buenas. Hola, mi gente. ¿Cómo estás? Happy New Year. Gonna wait a bit for some people to come in. I know it's early on a Saturday, and I apologize for having to change the live, but when was it? Wednesday. There was a party outside of my apartment building that went all night, and then it lasted until the morning during the live, so I wanted to reschedule it. But Happy New Year, everyone. Let me know in the comments how you brought in the new year while we wait for people to come in. I slept and relaxed. It was long overdue. I've been ripping and running around literally all over Panama, and my body was done. Between Christmas and New Year's, done. So I am resting a lot now and just trying to get back to my normal self. Feliz año. Did you do anything special? All right. So for those that are just joining, I want to welcome you to the Broadability team. My name is Aisha. I live in Panama full time. I've lived here for about 2.5 years. And my channel discusses expat life, life in Panama, living in Panama with a disability, traveling the world, and other things like dual citizenship. And I'm starting to venture into more documentary style content, which I'm excited to share with you guys. So thank you, 10,000 subscribers. I can't believe it, y'all. I can't believe it. I don't. Just thank you so much for your support, for tuning in, for commenting, for subscribing, for liking, for sharing, for engaging. This has been an interesting journey. I never fathomed what it would do for me or mean for me, how much work it would be, how much you guys would enjoy the type of content that I'm creating. And Steelers, sorry. And just so thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the Broadability team. Thank you for just enjoying the content. What most people don't know is like 90% of YouTubers don't obtain 10,000 subscribers. So to hit that mark is very humbling. I do not take it for granted. So just thank you. So who I also want to thank is also the current channel members for 2025. Thank you. AIM 1010, Brenda, Shannon, Rendezvous Event Center, Debbie, Erica, and Charlene. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm hoping to get more content for you guys, more behind the scenes content this year. All right, so getting into it. Wait, before we start, there's some more comments coming in. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sylvia. No audio. Can other people hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me in the comments. Yes? Okay. So Bedina, close out and maybe come back in. Okay, back on. Perfect. All right. Whew. You're about to see how non-technical I am because I was like, I don't know how to fix that. All right. So what I wanted to discuss today is kind of an open discussion, but it's in the spirit of the new year. And I'm not one that sets what do they call it? New Year's resolutions. I don't do that, but I do have certain goals that I want to achieve. So one of mine we'll get into, but have you guys set any goals towards your move abroad, your stay abroad, or any of your travel plans? Let me know in the comments. I want to discuss them. I think it's important to kind of set goals so you have a mark towards achieving your desires. So like one of the ones that I wanted to discuss was like financial preparation, right? A lot of people discuss how much does it cost to live in Panama? You know, can I survive here on this amount of money? XYZ. No one really discusses preparing for the move, right? How much does it cost to actually move your items? How many trips will you be taking? Once you get to Panama, does it cost you anything to get settled, like buying new appliances, or like I installed shades in the apartment that I'm living in now. I had to purchase a desk and a dresser. So there are a couple of things that like we don't always think about when it comes to moving abroad, but I wanted to discuss the preparation. So, oh, what side is this on? So for me this year, I realized my travel bug has awakened when I went off to celebrate my friend's 50th on a cruise in France and Spain. We also went to Turkey. It's like, oh, I'm back. And I'm like, oh no, but my budget. So I didn't budget for traveling outside of Panama when I moved here. And now that I'm like kind of settled and I like almost ran through the first bucket of money, I'm now looking at my finances like, okay, what can I scale back on, or do I have to make more money? So one of the ways that I'm scaling back is I'm moving to a less expensive apartment. It only saves me like $300 a month, but that goes a long way in Panama, and that's a plane ticket. So do any of you guys have financial preparation on your list for this year as a goal? Oh, you're coming to house hunting this week. Awesome, Debbie. Do you know what part of Panama you're looking at? Or not just a part, like if you're looking at Panama City, do you know the neighborhoods perhaps? Let us know in the comments if you feel comfortable sharing that. I'm excited for you. House hunting's fun. Tomorrow I have a video coming out on a 3-bedroom unfurnished apartment. And it's in one of my favorite neighborhoods. And then see Perry slowly purging my house. Very good. I have to purge again now. And I didn't think I had that much stuff, but good. Do you have an end date for when you want to have everything purged by, or is this just going to be gradual? I'm all about SMART goals. So do you guys know what SMART goals are? Do I remember what SMART goals are? What is it? What's the S stand for? It's like measurable, actionable, realistic, and like you have to have time. What's the S? All right. Planning, come to visit next year. Panama City primarily, but open up other areas. Got the same travel bug. Look, that travel bug is dangerous and you can't get rid of it. It's like one bite and it's there. Yes, I think a lot of us are like, how do we stay in Panama? A lot of people have left for various reasons, but one of the reasons is they can't afford it. And I think it's very easy to get caught up in the possibility of what you can have in Panama that you may not have been able to afford in the United States. But then it's like, do you have to have it? Do you have to have it for like each year? Like I definitely needed the unobstructed water views my first year. It was necessary for my sanity to decompress, like to handle depression and just to transition. And that costs more. So, I moved to a less expensive apartment and then I'm going to do it again. So that's one of the ways that I am staying in Panama without going back to work full time. Worst case scenario, I really don't want to, is to get a job. But I'm doing everything I can to avoid that. So looks like I'm good to go. Gradual. Okay, good. I did mine gradually as well. I don't remember how far in advance I did for the purging, but it was like every day when I got home from work, I would do at least like an hour. I would move stuff in front of like the TV. I would sit on my couch and just go through things. And purging doesn't necessarily just mean things, y'all. It could also mean people. It could mean family members. It's what you need to do to declutter your life in any which way that means, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual. Specific. Thank you. Thank you. Lord, it's early. It's early, y'all. All right. So that was financial. So the next one, which I just kind of talked about, was the purging and decluttering. And some of y'all have already mentioned that you're doing this. Even like decluttering your emails or decluttering the photos on your phone or the videos on your phone. There are various aspects for you to declutter your life. It doesn't always just have to be your clothes or shoes or whatever it is. There are various ways for you to declutter. And I think a lot of us, once we move abroad and we're in a different space, I've seen a lot of people purging like friends. Like a lot of people are like, either they no longer serve me, or they'll say their frequency isn't matching, or their energy no longer matches mine. And that's okay. Like, we only have one life, and you need to be able to protect yourself at all costs. So it's an interesting phenomenon that I'm seeing with a lot of people that have moved here, where they're very, including myself, I'm starting to do this, very intent on protecting their space and energy. And if that means purging some people from their lives, they're doing it right away. So let's see here. Oh no. Okay, that makes me anxious. I don't even want to look at mine. I purged it a little bit earlier on in the year. Not bad, 778. 20,000 emails. So is that on your list to purge, or do you like holding on to those emails? Because I have some friends that do. They'll hold on to junk email. They'll hold on to everything. Let me know in the comments what everyone's email count is. Like, this is going to be interesting. See, Perry, I'm going to purge my pics on my phone by ordering a picture book on the older pics. Yeah, you know what's interesting? So I came from like a family of photographers, and like it was like photo albums from like my grandmother, my mom. It was just like a bunch of photos. I have boxes of photos. And it felt weird, but what I ended up doing was I would just take photos of the actual photos. So I'd have a digital copy. And then some of them I got professionally scanned so that I at least had them. And then it was so hard, but I ended up like ripping up some photos and throwing them out or shredding them. But that was really, really hard. That was hard. And I couldn't do it with all of them. Like the pictures of my mom and my dad, who are both deceased, some of my grandparents, and some cousins when we were little, I just couldn't rip up those photos. But definitely another way is to take digital copies and save them in different locations for those photos. All right, it's on my list. 1.2. Isn't it crazy how many emails we have? Like, and why don't we go back and open them all or delete them? Why don't we do that? I don't know. All right, moving on to the next one. Uh-oh, I lost my banners. All right, administrative preparation. So this one is kind of all over the place, but I don't think a lot of people fully give it enough thought. But I wrote down some notes because I knew I was going to forget them all. So it's kind of like, if this is on your to-do list for moving abroad for this year, it's gathering the important documents, like your social security card, your passport, whatever important document you may need, a letter from Social Security or a letter from your pension. Just gather them all, make copies of them, have digital copies, and just have it in one folder, one place, right? You want to start to get organized for the move. You know, you need to research, and I think I mentioned this. I don't know if I mentioned this here on our Facebook group. You know, the power of attorney, medical power of attorney, in the US and in the new country that you're moving to. So it may not, what you have in the US may not be recognized in the new country. So before I moved, I made sure that I had my will, trust, power of attorney, medical power of attorney, and some other things I don't remember. Somewhat in vain because I didn't know it wouldn't be recognized in Panama. So it's good when I go to the US. It's a good guideline for people here because I have it in a book here, but Panama doesn't recognize it. So I have to now do that in Panama. So, you know, it's kind of like, have you figured out how you're going to handle healthcare and emergencies? Have you figured out how you're going to move? Researched the moving company if you're choosing to use one, shipping costs, duration for your items to arrive. If you're doing it like me, every time I came, I just brought another suitcase or 2 or 3. In the final move, I think I had maybe 5 bags and 2 cats. If you have pets, have you researched the requirements for getting your pet to Panama? What you have to do in the US and what you have to do here. So there's some administrative preparation. That's the only term I could come up for it. Let's see. Thank you, Sebastian. I'm so excited, y'all. Y'all just don't understand. It looks weird to me to see 10,000 next to my name. And although it was a goal of mine, I think it's a goal for a lot of YouTubers. There's certain marks. It's like 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, and then all the way up. And I think when you reach 100,000, that's when you get that YouTube silver play button that you see behind a lot of YouTubers when they're talking. 100,000 subscribers. So it's weird for me to see 10,000 because yeah, I've been on YouTube for 4 years. And I didn't really start to take it seriously and go hard and try to be consistent until last year in March. And I think last year I got over 5,000 subscribers. I'd have to look. I think in 1 year. I don't want to lie to you guys. Hold on. I got how many subscribers? Yeah, 5,454 subscribers in 1 year. So for 3 years, I was below 5,000 subscribers. So it's a wonderful feeling. Good morning. You're not late. It's fine. You're always on time, Robert, whenever you come in. It's good to see you. So it's just a major achievement for me to hit 10,000, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. And I just really, really wanted to thank you. And I'm still absorbing it. I'm still absorbing it, but I'm really excited and kind of excited to see where the channel goes. So in that regard, what type of content do you guys want to see me create? Like, I'm going to go back and forth between these two. Like, why do you enjoy live videos and why do you enjoy my other content? Or what do you want to see me create for you in the new year? I can't guarantee that I can do all of it, but at least it'll give me an idea on kind of how to move forward for you guys while I'm combining in what I also want to create. So for example, like, I'm doing a lot of real estate videos for you guys because I know it's helpful. I know I would have wanted to see more real estate videos when I was moving here, especially from someone who's not a realtor. Like, I'm not selling real estate, so I'm trying to be as brutally honest as I can. But that's like, after a while, it becomes boring for me. So like, I'll incorporate other types of videos, or if it's newsworthy with like US or Panama relations, I'll quickly make a video on that. But there are other things that I want to start to incorporate that, like, it's the type of content that I want to make while blending in what you guys want. So thank you, Bedina. Thank you. So let me know what type of content you want, or right now, ask any questions. If there are any questions that you guys have, let me know. Because I think that's all I really wanted to discuss this morning. Well, Well, let me know, why do you guys like live videos on YouTube? What is it about the live? Is it the, thank you, Crystal. Is it that you get answers like right away? You get to connect with the content creator. You see it as a form of support. Let me know why you guys like live videos, because I was scared to start doing lives. It's like outside of my comfort zone. So it'll help me to help you if I know why you like the videos. And then it can help me prepare for future ones. It's interactive. Thanks for doing real estate videos. I attended a real estate fair at the convention. How was a real estate fair? I've never been to one here. That actually would have been interesting. I wish I had known about that. It's the interaction. Okay. That's one of the reasons why I like lives as well. It's a rare opportunity where you get to hear live what the content creator is thinking, and you can get your questions answered. It's a personal interaction. Okay. Okay. Are there any topics on Panama that you guys want me to cover that you haven't seen, or you want someone to, you're silly, but thank you, that you guys want me to cover? So I didn't tell you guys. So I actually had my first sponsored trip in Panama. So I was flown out to Playa Venal and Pedasí. So I had, my flight was paid for, my hotel was paid for, and I got a free massage. So good. That massage changed my life. And I was really humbled by that opportunity. One, that someone reached out to me to do that, and two, that they liked my content enough to ask me to come back to those areas and do a part 2 of Pedasí and Playa Venal, kind of like Where Is It Now? So that's on my list to create. And I am going to create 2 videos. I don't know if I told you guys, but I spent the night in the Darien jungle. The Darien jungle is known for the Darien Gap, where a lot of migrants are crossing through from Colombia to go further north. And I spent the night there with one of the original people. Let me change it. The original people of Panama, one of them, the Embera. So I spent the night with their community in the jungle. And I'm going to do 2 videos on that. One kind of like a 24-hour vlog style. And the other one is more of a documentary feel, where I'm diving into their life, their culture, their day-to-day. I interviewed a chief, one of the women there, and one of my friends from Venezuela came with me to get a different perspective, because it's interesting. I'm going into the Darien as a tourist, right? To learn, it's fun. But there are people from his country that are risking their lives to go through this jungle. So I think it'll be interesting. So I'm starting to work on that type of content for myself. But I think it'll be interesting for people, as well as incorporating what you guys want. I really enjoy information on travel and getting around with a disability. Okay, so I'm gonna write this down. Hold on. Because I haven't really fully gone into that. I think I did one full video on being disabled in Panama a couple years ago. And I'm going to circle back to that, especially with all the trips that I've taken. Sorry, y'all, I'm writing it down. I think so. I hope so. I hope so. It'll be cool for me to make. So I'm really excited about the footage. It's gorgeous. One of my friends who's a photographer went with me, and he was able to capture footage for me, the feel, so that I didn't have to worry about capturing it for you guys and missing out on just being present and learning. So I was able to just be, and he understood my vision, and we have a similar eye creatively, so it worked out perfectly. In addition to live presenters' comments, the other people's comments. Yeah, that's a good point, Sylvia. Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, there are a lot of other lives that I've noticed where someone will say something and then it in the chat. All right, I've been curious about dating. There are not many videos on that. Dating. All right, dating. This has come up a couple of times. I'll tackle it. I will tackle it. I think part of it is when you're a YouTuber, there's a part of your life that you just want to keep private. And some people are going to ask questions and blah, 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 blah. But I can tackle this one. I did see one video on dating. I don't remember who it was by, but I'll tackle that. That's it. Just traveling with this disability and dating. I know in a previous live, someone wanted healthcare. Is there anything else? Now's the time to ask. Interview others on dating. So there were different ways I was thinking about approaching this because there are a lot of men here who have married Panamanians. And I'm trying to find women who have married someone here. So I just have to figure out how I want to approach it. But yeah, more on healthcare. Did you guys hear that? It's going to come back. So this is one of the annoying parts about these buildings. Robert, can you give me more on healthcare? Is there something specific that you want covered? All right. So today's Saturday. People on Saturdays are only allowed to do construction type work in apartments from I think 9 to 12. And during the day, I think 9 to 4 or 5. And the drilling, can you guys hear it? Can you hear it? I try to get these lives in before I know there's going to be noise, but I was surprised today to hear that. More in healthcare. So costs, public hospital versus private hospital, surgeries. What type of more in healthcare would you like, Robert? Anybody else? Y'all are an easy crowd. Do you guys care about culture, Panama culture, or do you care about other countries? Because I'm going to start to incorporate my travels to other countries. Okay. Options and build on my last video. Okay. Yes, on culture too. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to start doing so I love culture. It's one of the reasons why I travel. And I haven't really covered it here. So I'm happy to hear that some of you want to hear about the culture. Thought the Embera video would be interesting. You have every reason to be confident on live. Thank you. The real estate fair was exciting. It cost $2 or $3. It was in late January. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Are you from here? Or do you live in New York? I'm trying to remember. Okay, is there anything, so C. Perry, yes, on the culture. Is there anything about the culture that you want to learn or cultures in general? For example, I am planning a heritage trip, history. I am planning a heritage trip to Jamaica in June, where I'm going to try and retrace my roots to the slave plantation. So I think I got it as far back as I could to the slave plantation. And I think I want to create a video on that. So one, it's rare for a lot of people to be able to know where they come from, especially a lot of African Americans. So knowing my grandfather and great-grandfather, two different lineages, were from Jamaica. Knowing my grandmother was born in Cologne, Panama. Knowing my great-grandfather came to Panama to work on the Panama Canal Railroad. My dad was from Senegal. Culture has always been a huge part of my life, and it is a driving force for why I like to travel. So I'm happy to hear that you guys are culture and food, that you guys are interested in that. Yes, mix of culture and food. Got it. History on Panama. So I just did a video last Sunday. It was on the incoming president wanting to take the canal back. And I kind of turned it into the history of US and Panama relations. I made a mistake on that. I think I said the US paid Panama. They actually paid Colombia. So if I do it on the history of Panama, I'm probably going to interview a historian because I'm not an expert on the history of Panama and I don't want to make any more mistakes. But if you haven't seen that video, I think it's worthwhile to look at as a starting point so you can understand some of the history, at least with the USA and Panama relations. But I can dive into the history of Panama. That'll be good. I did this one already. What about announcing events going on? I can do that. So I'm a homebody, but we do have a lot of chats where people list the events. So I can do maybe an annual one, but it's not it'll be like the major events or major holidays because little events pop up all the time and it's hard to keep track of them. Jazz, culture, and Panama. Y'all are just giving me a whole playlist. All right, jazz, culture. All right. Okay, agrees. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That one I knew I was going to get a lot of pushback. But I felt like it needed to be shared. And a lot of the negative comments that I got were like, it was biased or I didn't talk about like China or there were some other things. But what I find interesting is I think history is biased, right? It can be. How it's told can be biased, right? I didn't learn about any of that stuff with the US and Panama growing up. There was a movie that just came out. What was it called? 6888, about African American women who served in World War II, who were put in charge of organizing and dispersing and delivering the mail that were sent to the troops or the mail from the troops to go back to their loved ones back home. I never even heard of them. And it was like over, I think, 800 of them. So it's interesting to me where people were like, oh, your video was biased, when I feel like a lot of the history that we're taught is biased. That was the point of that. But thank you, Robert. It was a hard video for me to make. It was delicate, but it was personal since part of the history dealt with my family. And I couldn't imagine, for those of you who don't know, my grandfather came from Jamaica to work on the Panama Canal Railroad. And on his work document, it said he was paid silver roll. So it has gold roll and silver roll. And silver roll was paid to those who were basically not white. And they had segregated living conditions, housing, stores, entertainment venues. And I couldn't imagine what it was like for him to work under those circumstances. And that kind of drove me to make that video, because part of the history that we're taught isn't the entirety of what happened, right? They say the USA built the Panama Canal. My grandfather wasn't from the US, so it's a biased telling, I think. So I wanted to give a different perspective. So thank you for appreciating that, Robert. Yeah. Is Mardi Gras celebrated in Panama? I don't know that Mardi Gras per se, but Carnival is. And they go hard. Hard. Like people think they can hang. No. I attended one carnival in Panama, and that was in 2004. And I remember going to sleep in someone's floor somewhere. I don't even remember what part of the country I was in. And I wasn't drunk. I was just tired. I was tapping out. I could not hang anymore. My friends went out, got sprayed with the water from the water trucks. I went to sleep on whoever's floor. If I saw them today, I would not know I slept on their floor. But yes, Carnival is celebrated, and it lasts about maybe 4 days here, and it's coming up. I think maybe in March or April. I'm just here to support. I don't have great live. Okay, y'all, if you ever move here, make sure you get a personal trainer or you like working out, because her bakery, she's kept my trainer in business. Her cookies, her peach cobbler cheesecake, her peach cobblers. Thanks for supporting. Don't worry about the negative comments. Everyone has an opinion. A lot of history is told from one side. Yeah, it is. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you. Good for you. They often hijack our experiences. Medina, culture, travel within Panama, other countries, history, POTUS Canal are treasured. Yep. I'm in Brooklyn. We'll be in Panama the last 2 weeks of January. Yes, there's a jazz festival in Senegal. Yes. Hold on. That was a lot. I'm just going to take a picture of this. So I just have it. All right. Bruce, March 1st is the start of Carnival. So Carnival in Panama, you will get a different feel in every part of Panama, right? So the Carnival celebrations in Panama City might be different than those in Las Tablas or Pedasí or wherever else. Like it's different in every part. So I think if you come to Panama, it'll be different in Colón than it is in the city, right? It's a good idea to see, maybe go to a different area of the country each year to experience how they celebrate Carnival. Well, if that's all I had. So do you guys have any specific questions? Anything? So New Year's in Panama, I slept. I was tired, as I said. But what I loved, even though they didn't have the traditional fireworks show, when it turned midnight or like a minute before midnight, all of Panama lit up with fireworks, at least Panama City. I'm imagining it was all of Panama. I mean, it was just, you could just sit outside of your window. Not sit outside of your window. Sit and look outside of your window and just look at the sky just being lit up. And it was just gorgeous. And I was just so happy to be here. And I love my life in Panama. I love the life that I'm creating in Panama. And for those of you that are really serious about Panama, I'm excited for your potential here. I'm excited that you see you need a change or want a change. And I hope you can find your piece of paradise here in Panama. It's a beautiful country, beautiful people. You get a lot of people from around the world that are living here. I know when a lot of us first get here, we're like, oh, we want to meet the locals. We want to hang out with locals. At some point, we become one of the locals. And I feel like that's starting to happen. And it's beautiful. And I want you guys to experience that, whether it's in Panama or another country. You're brave for wanting to take this step to move to another country. It's not easy. It's exciting and scary, but I just want you guys to be as prepared as possible. I I like to be brutally honest. I don't always like to sugarcoat stuff. I can, just from my old training from my job, but I'm trying to be as brutally honest with you guys when I bring you content so you really understand what you're getting into. A lot of us are here and we do not want to go back to the US. No, we made the right decision for our lives, and Panama has embraced it, and we've embraced Panama. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this live. I have a hard stop where I have to get off at 10. Thank you. No struggle, no progress. Yes. Camry said we were placed to call this place home. We've been welcomed with open arms, and it's not perfect, but it's perfectly right for us. Well said. I'm going to end it on that note. Thank you guys so much for celebrating the 10,000K subscribers with me, for bringing in the new year with me, for sharing with me what you guys want me to cover, what you like about the lives. Just give me some time. I have a backlog of content that I have to get out for you guys, but I'll start to incorporate what you guys wrote down. And have a phenomenal, phenomenal new year. And I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao. I'll just put these up while we're waiting because I'm a Leo. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ciao, guys.